this is kind of cool because I have this notebook. It has still has the price tag on the back. It says PTS 60 PTS. That stands for pesetas. This is the former old currency in Spain before the euro, and that was at least 22 years ago. I think it was in the year 2000. So this notebook is at least 22 years old. I don't think I bought this with the idea of bringing it to Norway on a photography road trip 22 years later. This is one of the best campsites I've had on the whole trip. You can definitely still hear the road, but it's several hundred feet away. So yeah, it's great here. It looks like a beautiful day today, very moody, and that should be good for the kind of day that I was hoping to have, because today I'm driving to, I have to take my notes. I'm gonna be driving a scenic drive to Aurlandsfjord, and then maybe to the one next door, narrow fjord. Anyway, 2 more fjords here on southern western Norway. I think last time we talked, I was just getting to Åndalsnes Reinheimen. I spent there a couple of days. I visited the crazy road of Trollstigen. I had an amazing time there. It was very beautiful, and then I got to spend another night or 2, I don't remember, but on the in the mountains, high in the mountains. It was very cold but very pretty, and yeah, I have of course some footage and some images from those days, and this is it. That was a crazy road, wasn't it? And because of that, I wanted to make images that made it stand out. I wanted to highlight that shape of the road. So I made two images that are a little bit different from what I usually do, especially the first one, even though it's very similar to an image that I made many, many years ago back in Oregon. I don't even remember how that road was called. I think it's the Rowena Crest. But anyway, it's a very cool curve there in Oregon. And I was there one day taking photos, and I was having a very hard time taking a shot without any cars because there was a lot of traffic that day. So I had the idea of maybe what if I capture the same car over and over, and then I combine all of those shots, showing like a traffic jam of the same car. And that's what I did in Oregon, and that's what I thought could be cool too here in Trollstigen. So that's what I did. I photographed this RV going up the hill many times. I don't know if it was like 50 shots or whatever. I combined them all, and it looked like a huge traffic jam of the same RV going uphill. The second one was again trying to highlight that crazy shape of the road. Was of course to wait until the night, until the sunset, and try to capture light trails from the cars going uphill or downhill. So I was there for an hour after sunset. I waited for cars. There were not too many driving on the road at that time, which made it a little bit harder because it was freezing. It was super cold because it was really windy. When it gets windy up in the mountains at night, it's super cold. But anyway, it was totally worth it. I finally got a few cars passing by at the same time, and that made, I think, for a cool image that, as I said, highlights that crazy shape, those crazy curves of the Trollstigen road. Well, it looks like I got here at the right time. The ferry just arrived and is unloading all the cars and trucks, and we should go next. This is going to be a very short ride to the other side of the fjord. And by the way, this is the Sognefjellet or something like that. Is, I believe, the longest fjord in Norway, and we are going now. All right, this is going to be the first photograph of the day. It's going to be from the car. This is a good vantage point anyway. There are they look like shelters, and this one looks especially good, and I think it's going to look great. It looks great in real life. I don't know if it's going to look as great in black and white, but I gotta try. It looks nice. I'm gonna try with the 85mm lens, and I'm taking two versions. As I always say, try different angles, try every possible composition that feels right, and then back at home you get to choose which one you like the most. For me, it's very hard to decide right now which one I like the most, but I have two options. The first one is to just show the shelter against the mountain and that's it, and the other one is to point up a little bit higher so I show a little bit of the sky. They are two different images. I like both of them, and but I don't know which one I like the most, so I'm just gonna take both. I think this is pretty much it. I'm almost done with this scenic drive. It was a very short one. It's just from fjord to fjord, but instead of taking the tunnel, I just went above the mountain. So pretty cool. It is really cold up here though. I got some footage as you could see, but I didn't see that many images around here. I might go down. I don't know if you can see them from that angle, but there is like a shelter, a building there that could be interesting for a photo, because otherwise this is like a pretty much boring landscape. Anyway, I did another scenic drive that it was very similar to this one, but much better. And I don't remember the name. I'm gonna check. Even though I don't have service here, I know why. I look up. Oh, here we go. It's Sognefjellet or something like that. It's above the roof of Norway. I get to almost 1,500 meters or 4,500 feet. There was fresh snow on the ground. It was very cool. It was very cold as well. It was kind of rainy that day. I kind of wanted to spend the night there, but with temperatures during midday close to zero, I could imagine that that night it snowed there. So that's something I don't really want to find myself into with this car. But I got some footage and I got some images, and here they are. Okay, I'm gonna switch to primes to isolate it a little bit from the background, make it a little bit blurrier. It should look better. So it's hard because you might remember that the screen on this camera doesn't work, so I have to get really low to look through the viewfinder. What I'm trying to do here is to place that rock on the bottom right of the frame, out of focus. I'm shooting at 1.4. The cabin, building, whatever that is, shelter, it's gonna take most of the frame on the kind of left-ish side of the frame, and then as much as I can from the background, even though it's not that interesting here. Maybe if I can capture a little bit of the snow, that'd be cool. And this could be the bathroom. Now, that is a much more interesting shape. Yeah, let's see. Maybe down here. So peaceful up here. Another location I visited recently, it wasn't as peaceful as this one, but it was really beautiful, was the Geiranger, I don't know, town and fjord. That is a fjord. To really see it, you have to go on a tour, on a boat tour, because there are no roads or anything like that. I didn't do it because it was going to take a long time, and I decided to just spend my time exploring around the area. And good thing I did, I think, because I found pretty cool spots around there, pretty cool lakes and pretty cool smaller, probably less known fjords, and yeah, more footage and more images from there. There is a viewpoint here. It's full of people, but I should check it out. the good thing about Norway is also the bad thing about Norway, is that you kind of get used to these kind of views because the whole country has been like spectacular and breathtaking. When you see a fjord like this one, it's like, it is very beautiful, but I've seen another 10 like this one. So I almost feel like I need a little bit of detox from seeing so much beauty everywhere for so long. All right. Just rest area by the highway, but it might have to do for tonight. I was hoping to go for a walk before dinner, but I don't see how or where to. Anyway, while I make dinner, I want to show you footage and images from another day, and this was probably my favorite day in the last couple of weeks because the conditions were so magical. You might know this by now, but more than the stunning locations and vast landscapes and whatever, what I really like for my photography is special conditions. And the other day I got exactly that. I woke up to magical, beautiful conditions at a fjord that I don't remember the name, but I'll put it here. I think it was Sognefjellet or something. Anyway, it was beautiful. I made a few images that I really liked, but more than that, I really enjoy that experience, even more than, being at a place like this one right now, which is stunning and breathtaking. But it is moments like the one that I'm gonna show you now that make me feel more inspired and more in awe. I guess that's how I would describe it. I forgot this rest area, all my my ND filter, my cable remote, and I drove like 20 kilometers until I realized. I hope they are still here. There they are. This would have been pretty bad because without the holder and without the cable, I wouldn't be able to make more long exposures for the rest of the trip. Turns out there was a path right next to the highway, so I went for a little walk. This is so beautiful. So tonight is my 60th, I believe, my 60th night on the road, and I'm afraid that it's going to be the last one, or one of the last ones that I spend in the car, because the forecast for the rest of the week has just pouring rain 24/7, and to be honest, that is not something I really want to deal with right now, because the nights are getting very long. We only have 11 hours of daylight, and that is getting shorter and shorter by the day. And if we add on top of that the rain, that means pretty much the whole day spent inside of the car, and that will take a toll if I'm to do that. So I think I'm gonna get a place for if not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and that might be the case for the rest of the trip, because it's not going to get any better. The nights are gonna keep getting longer and longer, colder and colder, and it will probably keep raining because it's the season. But that doesn't mean that the photography road trip ends here. This just means that I'm gonna have a base camp from where to explore. I'm gonna be able to get proper rest at night, dry my clothes if I get wet, so I can take more risks during the day for photography. So that should be good. It should be a good change. In any case, this is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video from here, from beautiful Aurlandsfjord. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Still from here, from Norway.